My name's Adriana Kemper.
And I'm Shannon Littell.
And today we'll talk a little bit about our early career programs at United Airlines, specifically focused in digital technology and cybersecurity. At United, I am a senior manager and I lead our early career development program along with our training program within digital technology. And I'll pass it over to my friend Shannon.
And I'm a senior manager in cybersecurity, specializing in communications, engagement, and awareness. And I help support our early career programs in cyber.
So now that you know us, let's go a little bit into what we'll be talking about today. So first, I'll kick it off with giving a little bit of an overview of our early career programs within digital technology and cybersecurity. And then for those that are really inspired and want to do it yourselves, we'll give you our playbook and teach you some of the lessons learned we've done. And then I'll pass it over to my best friend here to talk more about training, why it's important, the strategic values behind it, and what you could do to build your own program. So with that, we'll kick it off. The Innovate program is creating the next generation of technical leaders.
There's frankly not enough technical talent to go around. We knew that we needed to find new and innovative ways to bring people into the organization. How do we sort of open our doors to take those folks who are coming through some really exciting and innovative incubator type programs and bring them into our organization in a way that helps ensure they be successful?
The Innovate program focuses on primarily two areas, which would be digital technology and cybersecurity.
You have a 6-month internship, and then you have 18 months on the job learning. Innovate really helped me to expand my skills, things like networking skills and public speaking.
We're getting better solutions to solve problems because we're not all coming from the same place. It's not just about having depth in technology. It's also about having different life experiences that enable you to bring a whole different viewpoint to the problem.
I am definitely most proud of the work I've done in cybersecurity in the back end of our mobile app. Being able to protect our personal and our clients' and customers' personal information has been really fulfilling.
The Innovate leaders, I think they're very invested in our careers. They are very concerned with your success, your accomplishments, to see where you're going, to make sure you're putting yourself out there, to make sure that you're confident, to gain leadership skills.
Innovate's willing to work with you, willing to meet you where you are, and just cheering you on. I think United is a company that sees people as its greatest asset. And I think Innovate is really one of those programs that highlights that point, that United is a group coming together around a greater purpose.
All right, this is now when we all clap. Awesome. I love to give that video right in advance because I don't really need to speak now. I'm joking. But we're really, really happy with the program that we've built. Innovate launched about 2 years ago. And since then, we've seen so much tremendous growth in not only our associates, but also the business outcomes that we've seen today. But first, before we go in deep dive into our early career program, I wanted to highlight that apprenticeships and early career programs are in our DNA at United Airlines. If you've seen on the internet, there is a pilot shortage, and that is what we need to do to own and operate, or to operate our airline. And so rather than just waiting and inspiring people to become pilots, we've embedded ourselves into the supply chain of solving that solution through AV8. We've seen a similar problem within our technical operations for AMPs, and therefore the organization built a program called Calibrate to train and bring people in to earn their certifications. And many of you in the room probably also understand the fact that we are facing a technical shortage of individuals that need or that have technical backgrounds, sorry. And therefore we developed the Innovate program to solve that talent shortage. So think of this program as your early career program to enter digital technology and cybersecurity at United Airlines. There are 3 different programs within this pathway. The first being our apprenticeship program, which I'll probably spend a majority of my time speaking about today because it's very cool and unique. The next is a summer internship program. Who all here was a summer intern at one point? I see a few hands up, me too. And then next or last, we'll speak about our early career digital leadership program, which is our 2-year rotational program. First, our apprenticeship program. An apprenticeship program is designed for talent that doesn't necessarily have a college degree. These are individuals who are eager to train, have other experience in their background, but really want to do a pivot and a career shift into technology or cybersecurity. So they join our organization for 6 months as a vendor. That means that they're not a W-2 employee. And then during that time period, if they are successful, we convert them to a full-time employee W-2 within the program. We don't do this by ourselves. We partner very, very closely with many organizations to identify this talent and bring them in. We work with Europe, an organization called IC Stars, which is here in Chicago. P33 is another influential organization that has helped us bring in talent. And then lastly, an organization called Catalay. We call these our talent trainer partners. They'll do a quick boot camp to train talent on technical acumen and corporate professionalisms. And then we then bring them in again and maintain and continue and build upon that training to make sure that they're successful at United Airlines. And to be successful in this, we not only just give them that role and some training, but we make a very clear path for them to succeed. It's not just to learn everything, but to focus on a very niche skill set while also strengthening other professional skills. This includes software development. So you might be doing front end or back end or working DevOps. This could also mean analytics. Our friends right before us were talking about building dashboards and the importance of that. We have pathways for apprentices in that field. This also includes cybersecurity, project management. All of these really complex fields, we've developed a pathway for people with no experience to come in and do an exceptional job. The next program we have is just a traditional summer internship with a unique twist. So for those that are interested or have children that are in college looking to do summer internships and they're getting a degree in cybersecurity or technology, our applications traditionally open in September. This gives us many, many months to recruit the best and brightest talent to join our organization. After they complete their summer internship, we give them an opportunity to join us full-time with confirmed headcount and spots. One of the pitfalls for many internships we've seen in the past, and I even faced this many, many years ago, is that the role that I had interned with does not necessarily have a role for me to join after college. Interns are a great way for organizations to bring talent in. And so we want to maintain their talent. And then lastly, what makes our internship rigorous and not just like any other internship is the fact that they're doing real world roles in addition to a collaborative case study. We give them some challenging topics and some challenging problems that we ask them to do research and help solve and build prototypes for. So we get a value from that. And at the same time, they're learning problem management skills. They're learning how to collaborate professionally. They're learning how to manage their time and their demands of their full-time role, their travel on the weekends, and now their case studies. So if they're successful with that, we believe they can be a really successful full-time employee at United. And one might ask, well, after their summer internship, what do they do next? Let me introduce you to our ECDLP program, which is our 2-year rotational program for full-time employees. So what this looks like is we'll bring people in twice a year, and they'll start in either February or in August, so right around when college ends, give them a little break. And every 6 months, talent will rotate into a new job. We traditionally hire people with a background in STEM. This can go from mathematics to cybersecurity to data science to software engineering to information sciences. We want to bring in a cohort of people with different backgrounds and technical acumen to really diversify our hiring class. And similarly to our apprenticeship program, we have multiple different paths and areas for them to go through because technology and cybersecurity is not just one job. You can't just train for that one thing. We're teaching everyone all of the details and nuances behind the organization for them to get a chance to participate in that. Within all of these, we've seen over a 92% retention rate from our programs from building out an early career program. Before, we were competing with the Snapchats, the Googles, all these really interesting and amazing companies to bring in early career talent. And now that we have a really fun and successful internship program and a really engaging and challenging rotational program, we are a place that people want to go to. I get over 5,000 applications for these programs a year for a little company in the middle of Chicago, Illinois. That's a joke. And if this is something that you're interested in doing, or you've talked about your leadership about bringing in talent that's more early on in their career, maybe you want to be a leader yourself and bring some of those people in, and you want to start building that business case for yourself. We didn't do this just because we thought it would be cool. We didn't do this because I thought it would be fun. We did this because we saw a real problem within the industry. I bet many of you are facing the same challenge too, that you're struggling to find people to come into your organization and work in cybersecurity or technology. And many others are feeling that same struggle, and you need to think of a unique way to solve that. Additionally, many people in the recruiting space are also anticipating a skill shortage. Not as many people are going to college, or there aren't many roles out there, so they're pivoting to other careers. And this field is challenging. This is not easy. You have to continuously learn to be successful in the roles that we're doing. And so it's been increasingly difficult for us to find really great qualified talent. And as a result from that problem, we had to think differently. And as Jason said in the movie, we had to pivot, bring in talent that are coming from untraditional sources into our organization, train them up to become the future leaders of our organization. We couldn't just wait till the problem became super bad. We're going ahead of it. If you are interested in doing something similar for yourselves, we will tell you all of our secrets. One thing that Hannah mentioned earlier is that we work in an airline, we're very competitive, but there are some things we don't compete on. And this is one of them. Apprenticeship programs are amazing, they're fantastic, and they can provide a lot of value to your organization, but there is a lot of upfront work. So if this is something you're interested in doing, I'll give a brief overview. And then on the next slide, I'll also have a QR code to our white paper, which literally spills all of our secrets to help you build something on your own. So first things first, become best friends with your HR partners. When I first got this job, hearing that sentence intimidated me a bit, but it's totally fine. They're there to help you create a strategy that is sustainable for your organization. They're going to help you build the roles and understand how the headcount's going to work and better articulate the business case you need to build to bring them in. So engage your HR partners, let them know what you're hoping to do. They're likely wanting to do something similar and think different, and will partner with you to make that successful. Next, as you saw in many of my slides prior to this, I focused a lot on the types of roles people can go into and transfer behind. And that's not just because I needed to fill up a slide, but that is because we've spent hours and hours and hours mapping out the skills necessary to do the job. My friend Shannon here will talk about the importance of training and why that has helped people grow. But in order to have a really strong training platform, you need to understand the skills that people need to have to do the jobs. So if you want to be a software developer, we need to make sure that we can differentiate what a software developer looks like when you first join the organization versus an experienced professional that's been here for 5 years. What are the expectations we have of them? And what are the skills and languages they need to learn in order to be adequate in their role? Next, you need to have a lot of sponsorship from your leadership. This is getting that executive buy-in. Many leaders did not just rise to the top overnight. Many of them also graduated from college or graduated from an apprentice program and spent many, many, many years growing up the career ladder in order to get where they are today. And so it's an easy thing for many people to rally up and identify with, but you just need to find that one person in the room that says, I want to put my name on here and help bring these people in the door in order to help them succeed. So for instance, many of our leaders support this. You saw Jason Birnbaum, he's United's Chief Information Officer. In the video, you also saw Deneen DiFiore, who is our Chief Security Officer, and many other leaders in the room that support and have sponsored this program. My favorite topic as a former finance girly is how to get finance on board. One thing that we did was that's super unique to this, or getting finance alignment. We saw that when talent is coming into the door, we were struggling to get the early career people because we didn't have roles in entry-level positions. Therefore, we were hiring more experienced professionals. When you hire more experienced professionals, there comes an additional salary add. And because they're joining in the middle of their career, it's less likely that they're going to be as sticky to the organization from when you started. Like myself, I started as an intern 8 years ago, and look where I am now. Thank you. So there's an easy business case from a financial perspective to bring and retain talent that comes right out of college or right out of a training boot camp. However, you need to articulate that to your finance partners in order for them to truly understand the value from there. So likewise, become besties with your HR partners and get even closer with your finance partners to help buy them into this plan you want to build. And to enable that to scale, you need to think of where your headcount is coming from. When we first launched this program, it was, hey manager, Shannon, can you hire this person and bring them onto your team? Maybe. But Shannon didn't have headcount. So her difficulty for getting involved in this program is that she can't find the resources or the boxes or the funding in order to bring someone in. And so we eliminated that barrier by bringing in all of the headcount under one centralized program, and then essentially lending out talent over to Shannon's team. So for 6 months or the duration of the apprentice program, my team pays for that headcount, and Shannon gets to use them as an added member to her team. This is valuable twofold. One, Shannon now gets to participate in this program, strengthen her leadership skills and all that great stuff, and get additional support on her team. But two, she's never worked with someone that was early on in her career, never had to help foster, grow, and develop them. And now she has that experience under her belt, and that's buying her in to want to bring in people that may not have 20 years of experience in this industry. So really great tip we've learned there. And then lastly, like our friends that spoke before us, it's just imperative to know your business. One thing that we learned while doing all of this is that United's a very unique place. We really care about all these programs, as you saw at the beginning, but there are many, many nuances in between. One thing we heard in order to help our talent continue to grow throughout the years was, although they have the technical skills and some of those leadership skills, maybe they don't necessarily understand the business very well. And so a year ago, we started incorporating monthly 101s on different parts of United Airlines and the airline industry that help our technologists and cybersecurity professionals better understand the business that we operate in, so then they can continue to grow in their career. And as a result of this program too, of our graduates that are eligible for manager roles in the organization, we've seen a 50% promotion rate. So it's not only that they're staying with us, but they are becoming those future leaders of our company. And I like to say before they all leave, and I hope that some of them are on this call right now, that I can't wait for them to become my boss. And with that type of energy and enthusiasm and training and support behind it, a problem that you once had of not struggling to find people to join your team, they're now becoming leaders of that team. And as promised, I'm sharing all of our secrets for you today. If this is something that you're interested in building for yourself or just interested in reading, I actually think Shannon wrote most of this. Please download it here today. I'll pause for a few seconds so you can all take a photograph and download it yourselves. But that is our program and how we built it, why we built it, and a few of the tips and tricks in between that we've learned over the past couple of years in order to help other individuals be successful in building out something similar. Awesome, I see all the phones down, I think. Do you want to leave it on that?
I can talk for a
No.
minute or two. Okay.
I'm going to pass it over to my friend Shannon.
Thank you.
Thank you. There you go.
Thank you, Maya. Thanks, Adriana. It was great to hear about how we bring on these amazing apprentices, interns, and new grads to United. We really are proud of the program, but we want to talk a minute about what happens next after you've brought these talented individuals through the door. At United, we invest in training to truly maximize their potential. Now, at United, we do see a lot of different areas for improvement among our employees, and we offer training to help them improve. Now, it's strategic because, as you know, the technology landscape changes rapidly. New threats, new methods, new tools emerge almost daily, and we want to make sure that we're preparing our employees to address those challenges. It's also a business investment. I think we all know that when employees feel like they're valued and that they have career advancement, they're more likely to stay at the company long term. And who doesn't want that, really?
Let me do this. I could help. I'm a tech girly.
Thank you. I'm not. Okay, so we have 5 areas where we really focus our technical training. The first is instructor-led courses. This really allows our employees to get hands-on experience from a subject matter expert, ask questions in real time, and truly use that classroom-style experience to learn. Next is technical and industry conferences. We sponsor attendance at these because it gives our employees an opportunity to get out of their typical day-to-day and network, and then bring the ideas and things they've learned back into United to further innovate. Now,
That's what you're doing today.
Adriana kind of talked about the job-specific skills. So we really like to align the training with specific jobs so that our employees, especially the newer early career employees, have the opportunity to align their training with what is required for whatever they're doing within their current role. Now, my personal favorite is the self-paced e-learning. That's really an opportunity for our employees, not just to learn more about their specialization, but to reach beyond that and maybe find a new topic or a new subject matter that they're interested in and want to become an expert in. And then lastly, we sponsor certifications. SAN, Security Plus, Network Plus, AWS certifications. These are really important because they boost employee credibility and confidence. And of course, it's great for United. Now, beyond that, we really focus on professional development in other areas too. We offer communication workshops, executive presence, and overall United 100 training that Adriana mentioned so that they truly understand the business. But our training isn't just for those early career professionals. We also offer training for the managers because, as you know, managers can make or break your experience at a company. And when it comes to early career professionals, we want to invest in them and make sure they are valued, and that manager will be well equipped to be an advocate, a mentor, and ultimately set them up for success. Now, throughout the last couple of years, we've learned a lot. We've failed, we've grown, we've done what we need to do. But that's a continuous learning experience. We constantly collect feedback, understand the current landscape, and we adapt to that, which is incredibly important and not something that should be forgotten. I see that we have about 10 minutes left, so I want to be mindful of time because I want to give you the opportunity to ask questions because everyone can and should replicate the Innovate program at your companies. But I will leave you with one final thought, and that is recruitment gets the right people in the door, but training truly gives them the opportunity to become experts and truly grow and advance in their careers. Okay. I went backwards.
Oh, it's okay. Thank you.